So, here's a picture of Venom, and here's another picture of Venom. You let me know which design is worse. Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about what I consider to be one of the worst films of 2024. That is right, we are talking about Madam What? No, sorry. We're going to be talking about Joker 2. Ooh, no. I'm not talking about Joker 2 yet. Sorry, I meant Venom: The Last Dance. It's been a bad year for big films. Thanks, Todd Phillips. This film follows Eddie and Venom, who are on the run from the cops, and they're on their last dance because after the events of Venom 2, they want them arrested, but guess what? Noel is like, hey, I'm here and I'm a character, and I'm the king of symbiotes, but I'm not because they've imprisoned me on a planet. But I guess I'm technically the king. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Also, the MacGuffin of the movie is Venom because there's some bullshit about how they need a codex, and what the fuck is a codex? It's a thing when a symbiote's in the host. The host dies, but the symbiote brings them back to life. They couldn't do this with any other character, but guess what? Oh, Eddie's. They also really wanted to go to New York because they've been kicked out of San Francisco. And they go to Area 51 with the Lizard, but oh no, things get so much worse because who's looking for them? Who's in charge of this government group? None other than Mordo himself. Yeah, this film has so much of everything and a whole lot of nothing. It's really bad. Wait, if we're talking about Venom, I should probably get my Spider-Man stuff. First of all, in Sony famous fashion, nothing makes sense because, well, the ending of No Way Home was basically reshot in this film. It still doesn't make any sense to any capacity. It doesn't add anything to the film. It doesn't do anything for anybody. This guy, who obviously played the Lizard, also plays a random hippie guy in this film. And then this guy, who played Mordo, also just plays a random government foo. And they're cast as characters who have nothing to do with their MCU counterparts, which is so stupid because at the beginning of the film, they literally bring up the MCU. They bring up Thanos out of all characters. So it's like, what the fuck? And it's just a waste of any kind of casting. And speaking of a waste of characters, quite literally everyone, you know, at least with the other Venom films, they tried to do something with these characters. With this one, they don't. There's a doctor who, she got struck by lightning, and then at the end of the film when she gets symbiote powers, she's got lightning. Why? Because why the fuck not? And there's a really stupid subplot about this hippie family who not low-key, it's implied that they abuse their kids, and for some reason they get caught up with all this Venom bullshit. Also, the editing in this film is atrocious. I have not seen editing this bad since Bohemian Rhapsody. It's just so slow and laggy. Like, there's scenes where characters will just stand there in silence without a cut, and that's it. That's the scene, and then you go to the next part. The pacing is atrocious because of that, and for that matter, the sound design doesn't help in this film. And I know that's a bit of a weird critique, but if you pay close attention to this film, it's not just the cuts, the editing is bad. Like, there's scenes that are just quiet for some reason, like, and it's just these awkward silences, and you would think, oh, they could like play some music in the background. But then, and if you listen closely, there are scenes that have music in the background, but it's so minimal, you barely understand it, you barely hear it, it just doesn't help at all. It's quite absurd. I don't know what happened with the post-production on this movie. Everything just went bad. I don't know. And it's just not, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I actually really like Let There Be Carnage. And by really like, I don't mean I really like it like I really like Scorsese's films or Guillermo del Toro's films. I mean, I really like it in the sense of, like, out of the three Venom films, it's just okay. It's not too bad. The first one was decent. Let There Be Carnage isn't as strong. It had more potential if it was rated R. And then this film just drops the ball, which is not saying much because the standards for Venom are pretty low. Also, he never got the fucking spider on his chest, which is really dumb. It's like if Spider-Man went 3 movies without getting the red suit. It's just pivotal to the character, and the fact that he doesn't have it really undermines the whole purpose of the character. There is, I don't want to say there was potential, because Sony is not a good company when it comes to making movies anymore. They're just not creative films. These are films that you just take the central idea, right? And in this case, the central idea is just Venom. And just make a shit movie, just make a movie to make money. They just care about what they know, what their preconceived notions of like these characters are and what they can do with that. For example, Venom. When you think of Venom, what do you think? Oh, black goo, Spider-Man, black suit, whatever. That's all these films have. And then Noel, they set him up like he's this big bad villain who could appear in the future, who will probably never show up again because he plays no part in this film. He's the MacGuffin that ultimately leads to nothing. I feel bad for Tom Hardy because, to his credit, he's probably the only good part about this film. Him and maybe Miss Chen. She's not too bad in this, but she also doesn't show up for more than 2 minutes. But then again, Tom Hardy's just great in everything he does. But Jesus Christ. This movie is supposed to take place like about a year after the first Venom film. This guy has not aged well. Venom has really consumed him, man. I guess everything wasn't dog shit. Everything seen in the trailer was the best part of the film, if most of that actually really did play a part in the film. So if you look at the marketing for this film, they've really emphasized the fact that Venom is turning into a horse or an eagle or a bird or a frog and a bird. I just realized a bird and an eagle. That happens in the film for maybe a total of 1 minute of screen time. They don't do anything with that concept. It'd be cool if Venom used his powers in creative ways. Also, one thing that the films never did with Venom as a character is change Eddie's clothes. Like, you would think that if this guy Eddie is on the run from the police, they would at least give him a hoodie or something. But no, this guy's wearing fucking cowboy boots, a San Francisco shirt, and a Hawaiian shirt. Oh, I wonder who he is. And he's always sweaty and he has black tentacles coming out of his body. Who could that be? It's either you're full on Venom or you're not Venom at all. That's the logic followed here. Out of everything I said, all that criticism, all that shit talk does not compare to the worst part of this film. The ending. There is one of the worst montages I've seen in a movie since. There is one of the worst montages I've seen in a movie. At the end of this film, after Venom dies, oh shocker, he sacrifices himself. Eddie's picked up by the government. He's forgiven for everything, but if he says a word, he's going to jail. Great, happy ending. Cool, he's walking in New York. Oh, so sad. He looks at the Statue of Liberty because Venom really wanted to see Statue of Liberty. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about my buddy. And there's this stupid fucking montage that plays of their best and finest memories, their happiest moments in life. Half of which are from this film when they were just arguing. And it's over a fucking Maroon 5 song. I don't know who to feel bad for here. The audience, Tom Hardy, anybody who worked on this project not knowing how bad it would turn out. I don't know, man. I don't really know. This film just dropped the ball on everything. But yeah, that's it. All in all, that was Venom and his last time being inside Eddie, aka their last dance. Such a sweet title. The other Venom films are just dumb fun. This one's just dumb. It's not even fun. It's not an enjoyable film. At least with the other ones you can have somewhat of a good time, especially if you're not sober like I am right now. But yeah, I can't recommend this film. But if for whatever reason you are crazy enough to have watched this film like I did, please let me know what you thought down in the comments below. If you saw some potential in this film that I didn't, or if you saw a different cut of the film, let me know. Because I don't know what I just watched. They got the same editors as Borat, man. This shit sucks. As per usual, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch me talk about black sperm. But until next time, see you, Space Cowboys.